Hi, this is Shu with a review of the Nike ST Flare. It's a strange name. You might mistakenly read it as Saint Flare, or is the S a typo because you're so used to seeing GT, which stands for greater than GT series. So this is the ST Flare. So it came out of nowhere. It seems to have no pedigree, but it is a pretty good shoe. Fairly impressive shoe. First of all, for size 9.5, it weighs about 405 grams. So consider a low cut shoe, kind of like not something that boasts some fancy, outrageous tech. So it's lighter than typical LeBrons in the past that are like brick shit trucks, or the AE1 mid, which is crazy heavy, or a lot of Adidas shoes with boost and a lot of um, stuff packed into it. But this 405 grams, it feels as heavy, slightly heavier than what the Digit show. It's not definitely not like the lightest feeling shoe, because when you hear shoes that are close to 400 or uh, on the high 300s, you feel like it's a pretty lightweight shoe. But this feels a bit bulky, mainly probably because there's a lot of rubber around the shoe. Again, this shoe was made apparently according to some uh, marketing sources, marketing data that's out there. This shoe was made specifically for China, the Chinese market, where people play a lot of outdoors basketball a lot. There's a huge basketball following and a basketball playing population in China, and they do want their shoes to be a bit more durable. So definitely they got the durability to solve. The rubber is, the grooves, herringbone pattern is really thick, deep, and there's another added line or groove inside the blade. So the groove, the traction is very similar to what you're seeing in the GT Cut 2, a much bulkier version of the Sabrina 2, or something that reminds you of the Zoom generation. So this is a very, definitely it's gonna be good outdoors, but it's slightly dust sensitive, not as much of a delicate, intricate, hard biting cushioning, traction like you've seen in other crazy traction shoe. Not bad, not great, very durable. The outrigger is there. The midsole is a hard rubber there to provide that additional breakage and prevent ankle rollover, so it's very secure. Great outrigger. The cushioning setup is Cushlon 3.0 with a zoom on the forefoot, but the zoom is a traditional zoom, not those tiny gum stick zoom that you would get in shoes like the Ja ones and most other shoes that boast that it's got zoom here on the forefoot. But it's not a vertical zoom that's weirdly placed in shoes like the GT Cut Academy or the Luca 77 or the latest Luca shoe, so that's nice. Overall, the Cushlon 3.0 is the softest, fluffiest, beefiest one I've felt in any shoe that featured Cushlon 3.0. And yeah, the forefoot zoom, certainly you can feel it, but it's not. The funny thing is, if you look at shoes like Ja 1 or 2, that stick gum zoom, it's tiny, but I don't know what the density or the setup is, but the forefoot zoom responsiveness is a lot better in the Ja 1s and 2s, and most other shoes are not able to replicate that. This not able to replicate that either, but it's not like those shoes that had zoom on the forefoot according to the tech spec, but you don't feel it. But this one, the ST Flare, definitely you feel the zoom on the forefoot, but nothing spectacular. There's a decent offset, not a huge offset, but a decent one, so you won't be snapping your Achilles heel like when you're wearing Tatum 3s like Jason Tatum, who snaps his Achilles because the heel is sinking like crazy. Yeah, I would like to say swear words to giving shoes that the heels that sink like paper thin, and let there be an reverse offset, which would really strain your Achilles. So it doesn't have that issue. It feels like a beefier version of the Sabrina 1 cushioning, where that one had a React, but this Cushlon is definitely softer. Much more superior cushioning compared to Sabrina 2's. I would definitely say this overall better than Sabrina 2's. Comparable to Sabrina 1's, maybe even better than that in terms of the cushioning. slightly heavier, and the traction not as sensitive, but much more durable. The padding all around, it's nice. Nothing is pinching. Very well padded all around. There's a beefy heel counter there, but depending on the shape of your foot, because there's not a lot of foaminess inside the heel, some people might feel a little bit of a movement in the heel. I wouldn't say you'll be prone to crazy, dangerous heel slippage, but there's not going to be crazy heel slippage. But depending on the shape of your foot, you might want to feel something more potent in terms of foamy cushionness, sponginess on the heel that would like clinch or clutch your heel a little bit better. But nothing too big to complain about. It's pretty breathable, but again, these little dragon scale kind of coating decor probably adds to the weight. So I mean, it looks nice. It's a bit shiny, but it does not really do any favors in terms of the shoe looking more premium, nor does it give any unique identity. Maybe it's because China, they love dragons and they wanted to have some kind of a dragon motif, maybe. But yeah, the tongue is nice, flush. There's even a free fly wire to additionally provide that fastening effect. But unfortunately, the shoe is extremely narrow. If you're used to the Kyrie series and you like that tight, narrow fit, this is probably a good shoe for you. But most other people, you would feel that this is really narrow. There's not dead space on the heel, but on the top of your foot, but definitely it's a lot more forgiving than most shoes, so you don't have to worry about if you have a vertically fat feet. But very narrow. Again, I would say go half a size up, or maybe even a full size up, or skip the shoe entirely if you have a wide foot. For those who have narrow foot and like a tight fit, this is a great this is going to be a great fit for you. The insole is great. They gave a very beefy EVA insole, and the shoe itself, if you look inside, the swivel board is a very substantial one, EVA. So overall, with this whole setup, you will feel the shoe is super pillowy and nice on the get-go. But again, the EVA insoles and the EVA swivel board will compress, and ultimately it'll go down to the Zoom on the forefoot and the Cushionline 3.0. But again, I said even without the insoles, you feel the kind of cushioning you would get in like a Sabrina one with the insole. So this is really well cushioned. Best Cushionline 3.0 heel cushioning by Nike to date. So yeah, the price point, it's not crazy expensive, but it's still, I feel like it's a bit overpriced, considering this is not a signature shoe and it's not boasting anything fantastic. Definitely, I think you'll see this in the bargain aisle. Again, this groove is crazy deep. The outsole, you would definitely be able to wear this. I would say at least 2 to 3 times longer than most Nike basketball shoe out there. So yeah, think Sabrina 1 2.0, but slightly more beefier in terms of weight. And yeah, crazy durability on the outsole.